I hope you enjoyed finding out more about why I am the way I am. But I assure you, it's nothing compared to what we're going to find out about our own Christina Villa in this episode of Inside the Design Studio. Seriously, Christina, I had no idea.
Hey everyone, Christina has just been made Associate Principal of our office, so congratulations.
Thank you.
So take me back to that day.
I kind of freaked out a little bit. I don't think I was expecting it at some point in my career, at least so soon. And it's truly an honor to work with the type of people that believe in you. And, you know, I think especially, you know, being one of the younger senior people in the office, sometimes it takes me a little while to kind of adjust and realize what's going on and the position. I think I was a little hesitant at first and hope to live up to it. And I'm flattered that I was given that opportunity.
Who was the first person that you told when you found out?
Definitely my husband,
yeah.
E. Sometimes I don't because he tends to blab things out.
How would you say that E has changed you as a person?
Actually, his name is Evelio, but
no one can say it.
No one can say it, so he's E. He's the way I can deal with stress. And it's funny because I think I talk a lot about him at work. And I think I do it at moments where I feel stressed. Because even just talking about him kind of calms me down. If you meet him, you wouldn't think that he's actually very fidgety and very hyper, and I tend to look like the calm and relaxed one. But that's actually not the case. When we moved together, it was just such peace and tranquility and relaxation.
And was it the same way for your parents?
Oh, no. No. There's definitely severe separation anxiety. But, you know, it's a Cuban family. What are you going to do?
So, okay, so your parents moved from Cuba to America.
My parents are older, so my parents were about 30, 32 when they came over, actually my age, when they came over from Cuba.
Oh.
It really makes me appreciate, you know, what I have and the opportunities I have and my future.
So, in your parents' generation, what are their ideals about work?
I mean, my parents came from, you know, back in Cuba, middle class, you know, upper class families. And, you know, coming from grandparents of theirs that had moved to the country, started from zero, and kind of built their lives for them and for their families over generations. And, you know, in 1959, they found themselves having everything that they have worked for taken away from them. My dad's family's plantation was completely closed and taken away. They had to move out. And so he went from being, you know, in his early 20s and, you know, having a certain future that he thought was available for him to having nothing. They really took they made so many sacrifices to make sure that I received everything that they received when they were kids. You know, that I went to the best schools and, you know, that they can give me and provided with everything that I ever wanted.
You're probably one of the hardest workers in our office. Would you say that that comes from nurture or from nature?
I think it's a little bit of both. You know, I think if it were up to my mom, I definitely would not work as much as I do. Even though she blames John, deep down inside she knows it's me, not John. They definitely think I take it to extremes, which maybe I do. So that's something I try to work on.
Would you consider yourself a workaholic?
Yes. I don't think there's any way I can deny that.
Who would you say is your greatest influence?
Probably my family in general overall. But my mom is just such a determined, strong, kind of opinionated individual. Even as a little girl, I was very shy, very timid, and she always pushed me to be more than that.
So Miami Heart has been a very challenging project.
Yes.
How would you say that it will or is already starting to change the way that you're going to handle other projects?
I just feel it's, you know, it's such a complex project. And I feel any type of curveball that could have been thrown just has been thrown at some point in time, even up to now. And we haven't even started construction, so I can only imagine. The success of a project is not only one person. It's what every single person in that team kind of gives back and gives to the project itself. So especially with projects this big, it's so important to understand the worth of each person, you know, from the more senior all the way to, you know, the junior people.
When did you start working at adding?
I started about 8 years ago. I had just graduated college, and I remember meeting John at a career fair. He was very frazzled. He was going very fast, and he's like, "Okay, come and call us for an interview." So I called, and Rachel's the one that interviewed me actually. And I think it's been so cool to really be part of a company and kind of grow with it. Kind of start with 5 people that had a vision and were trying to get somewhere, and really, having people second out, giving you the opportunity for large projects in a city where we hadn't really worked much before, to now finally, starting to get those type of projects that we work so hard for. So when I started, I think there were about 6 people. We were over in offices off of 17th and Meridian. Then over time, we moved downtown. I think at that point, we were about 20. Then the recession hit in 2008, so I think we went down to about 12. It was tough. It was definitely interesting and tough times to transition through. And now we're about 80 or 90. I don't know. I lose count. It's funny how you think as a small office, you can really have a better grasp of the culture and the people and, how everyone interacts and gives back. But actually, I think now that we're bigger, we have a better culture than we've ever had. And I think that's mostly due to hiring and really the people that make our office.
Well, if you weren't an architect working at adding, what would you be doing?
He asks me this all the time. Also because he tries to convince me every once in a while to do something else for a living. Because he complains that I don't make enough money. But, I think it'd be an art teacher. Like first graders, second graders, just kind of doodle and have fun and create all day.
So now we have a new lunchtime activity.
Don't eat your macaroni. It goes on the paper. All my grandmother from my dad's side played the piano beautifully. And, I remember hearing my dad tell stories of how she played and listening to her play, and it was so beautiful and nostalgic, and I think that's part of what got me interested and started in it. I can read music exceptionally well, and I enjoy playing, and it's very relaxing. That kind of pure talent that people have in musicians, I never really had. I think when I was 16, I actually approached my mom about taking me off of piano classes and putting me in art classes. So I remember she's being like, "I spent all this money on piano classes, and now you want to take like acrylic and pastels?" Like, what do you And I think what drew me to drawing and the beauty of it was the whole idea of starting with nothing, just a blank paper and being able to create something, which is what's so fulfilling about, being an architect and our career.
Now we're going to move on to rapid fire. They're going to be kind of fun. So are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Give me 2 words to describe yourself.
Energetic yet patient.
2 words to describe Miami.
Home. Lights.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you about life right now?
I'm a little tired sometimes, but I'd say like a 9.
Oh, really?
I'd bring it down 1 point for the being like tired.
What's your favorite restaurant?
I'm not a big food person. Cold Stone. I like sweets.
What's your favorite food?
Oh, anything that has sugar.
Least favorite food?
I don't like Indian food.
What do you like on your pizza?
Probably tomato and basil. I'm a veggie person.
Favorite drink?
I'm more of a beer and wine person. I don't really do hard liquor unless it's a very special type of circumstance or day.
If your life were a song, what would the title be?
Well, somebody recommended Work Hard, Play Hard.
What is the best gift you've ever received?
Probably a friendship. I think, I have some really amazing friends in my life.
A person you want to have coffee with?
My husband. Even though he doesn't drink coffee.
A historical figure you'd like to have coffee with?
God, these are hard.
Just the first person you think of.
Yeah, but the first person I think of isn't really what I want to say.
Oh.
It's just like
second person.
Theodore Roosevelt. I don't want to have a conversation with Theodore Roosevelt.
The first person you think
Yes, I don't know. I'd like to have coffee with his. I don't know.
probably even have like coffee with the president.
It would be more like tea, you know?
What's your favorite board game?
I don't know. We've been playing spoons a lot lately. I don't know if it's not a board game. We've been doing that a lot with our friends. It gets aggressive. Spoons.
What's your favorite country to visit?
It would be either Italy or Greece, just to give Jimmy some credit, you know? Greece is nice.
You said the Italy for me.
Yes.
Okay. What's the last country you visited?
The last country was Hungary.
Strangest word in the English language?
Kerplunk.
Favorite movie?
I'm very into cartoons, if that counts for anything.
What's your favorite cartoon?
I don't know. I've gotten to a point where I think I'm so kind of stressed that I need to watch movies that have absolutely no stress in them.
Live to work or work to live?
You know, I'm going to say, you know, live or, no, hold on. work to live. But some people would beg to differ. So if you ask my mom, she would completely be like, no.
Morning or night person?
Night person by far.
Yeah.
Definitely not a morning person.
West Coast or East Coast?
East Coast.
To be or not to be?
To be. Yes, one easy one.
Chocolate or vanilla?
Vanilla.
Ooh, baked or fried?
Ah, baked.
Puppies or kittens?
Puppies.
Heels or flats?
Flats. Who am I kidding?
What? Surf or ski?
Neither.
And last but not least, the toughest one, John or Rachel?
Oh, I can't do that.
I knew it.
No.
You can't pick one.
No.
It's a tough question.
That's a tough question.
Yeah.
I don't know. The thing is, you know what? If I say, no, you can't do that. If I say, I would have to say Rachel. No, I would have to say John, because I think John would get angry if I said Rachel. But I don't think Rachel would get angry if I said John.
So your final answer is
John.
John.